I don't think you'll ever clear the air to the satisfaction, at least, of the UFO buffs. They want to believe. They're happy believing. Let them go on believing. I think it's a great waste of time and money to spend much more time investigating it.
Diametrically opposed to Dr. McDonald's views is Dr. Donald Menzel, astronomer with the Harvard College Observatory at Cambridge, Massachusetts. He has made a personal crusade of debunking UFO sightings.
To go on for year after year trying to prove whether or not these things come from outer space or not. It's clear that they don't, and I'm quite sure that that will be the result of any investigation.
Yes, I would say particularly now. The time has come to take them seriously for several reasons.
An eminent scientist who at one time agreed with Menzel but has now changed his mind is Dr. J. Allen Hynek, head of astronomy at Chicago's Northwestern University.
At one time I thought that reports were confined largely to the United States, and that we were undergoing some sort of a bizarre nervous reaction. But their reports have come in now from better than 70 countries, and also scientists are beginning to take a closer look, because the sheer force of the sheer weight, I should say, of the numbers of reports is demanding attention. And as you know, the United States government now has finally moved in that direction by the creation of the Condon Committee at the University of Colorado, which is very seriously studying the problem.
The University of Colorado, a sponsor of the Condon Project, is a world-renowned center for the study of all kinds of atmospheric phenomena. Set up in November of last year, the committee was given $313,000 by the U.S. Air Force and 18 months to prepare what the Air Force hopes will be the last word on the subject of UFOs. The job has turned out to be tougher than expected. Consequently, the budget is to be doubled and the time extended to 2 years. World in Action's camera team was the first ever to be allowed to film these scenes of the committee at work in their offices at Woodbury Hall at the university. Among the project's dozen experts are Director Dr. Edward Condon, formerly physicist with the National Bureau of Standards. Project Coordinator Robert Lowe, formerly with the National Center of Atmospheric Research. Dr. Fred Ayer, nuclear physicist and head of the committee's Field Investigation Unit. Investigator Dr. Roy Craig, physical chemist from the University of Colorado. And Mary Lou Armstrong, administrative assistant to Robert Lowe. Most of the committee's time is taken up with checking out UFO reports, where possible in person. Thousands of feet of interviews are taped on current and past sightings. Everyone's great hope is that someday one of the investigators will be lucky enough to see a UFO firsthand.
Well, that's something we worked very hard on. We not only do we want to find out, but we want to find out quickly. So we've set up all kinds of elaborate mechanisms to have people notify us quickly. If the sighting looks interesting, we'll send people at any time of the night, and so that's one of the things we work very hard at.
I'd say that the greatest difficulty about getting anything, the thing that seems most frustrating to me as a physicist, one would like to get direct observational material oneself, that is to say photographs or spectrographs or at least our own people see things. But all of the things that are reported are a very transient duration. They only last for a few minutes, and apparently as many people that do see things get so excited about it that they postpone till the next day before they make a report. So that in point of fact, not only have we not ourselves directly seen anything in this effort, but have merely been thereby limited simply to interviewing people. I mean, one does feel frustrated and discouraged at times, but that's not the same as saying that one should give up and quit. There are some very puzzling things that need to be looked into, and we would welcome not only better evidence about them, but also suggestions as to better ways of investigation, how to get there quicker, or how to do this, or how to do that.
We know what we saw, and they don't, so they can't say we didn't see it. I mean, we know what we saw.
We know what we saw is what hundreds of Americans are saying who saw UFOs just this last year all across the United States. Dr. James McDonald, professor of atmospheric physics at the University of Arizona, is one scientist who believes them. In the midst of much professional disbelief, he is a respected scientist who feels the time has come to take a good hard look at the evidence, especially now with the United States experiencing the the biggest rash of sightings since the first UFOs were seen back in 1947.
As a scientist, I regard it as extremely urgent, because here is a really unusual problem that is going unattended by the scientific community throughout the world. Apparently the situation is no different in England, Russia. I've been in Australia recently, and I think it's scientifically, almost scandalous that we're ignoring this long-standing problem in the way that we in the scientific community have ignored it.
Well, now, what is the attitude of science towards UFOs? I mean, is it beginning to change, or is it still mostly skeptical?
Oh, it's beginning to change, but it is still largely skeptical, and it's quite understandable. They have been assured that the problem has been looked at by official agencies, and it is a problem in which the type of data is less than ideal, to understate it. It's largely reports, subjective reports of witnesses, but, and this is a point I would emphasize after a year-and-a-half study of the problem, when you go to the witnesses in many of these cases, when you sort through, there are so many examples of highly credible witnesses, completely stable people of excellent reputation when you check around a bit, who have seen utterly unconventional objects maneuvering at low or sometimes high altitude, that to regard this as anything but a problem of considerable scientific importance, I think will be to miss something that we've already missed far too long, 20 years.